This is Dave.
Hi.
Dave owns a wooden ship called the Theseus. And that's Dave's wife. She doesn't like goodbyes. Dave and his crew... Yeah, thank you. Dave and his crew are setting off on a long voyage. It's a tough voyage with many storms and mishaps. And it gets really quite hard to keep the ship sailing and to stop bits of it falling into the water. Every time the ship is damaged, Dave takes the Theseus to George's shipyard, and George replaces the broken wooden bits with shiny new metal ones.
Bye.
But there are many dangers, like Ollie the octopus, who does like a bit of fish and chips. And so, every few months of his journey, Dave heads back to see George and has any broken wooden bits replaced with metal.
Bye-bye. Bye.
And each time the ship gets damaged, more metal parts are added, and so on, until, eventually, every part of the Theseus has been replaced. The ship is now entirely metal, inside and out. When Dave gets home, his wife, who's been really missing Dave a great deal, is surprised. She wants to know why he's got a new ship.
I haven't got a new ship,
says Dave. Dave's wife insists that it can't be the same ship. Dave insists that it is. This goes back and forth for what seems like an eternity. But Dave's wife won't budge.
Your ship was wooden, and this ship is metal. Nothing of the old ship remains.
What do you think? Is it the same ship? And if it isn't, at what point did it become a different ship? Dave and his wife haven't stopped arguing about whether it's the same ship when suddenly, over the horizon, a familiar shape appears. It's the Theseus, only made of wood. How did this happen? It turns out George always wanted his own ship. So, rather cleverly, he kept all the wooden bits that fell off the original Theseus and decided to rebuild it. It needed a lot of hard work and an awful lot of nails, but it looks very good now he's finished. The minute she sees the ship, Dave's wife thinks it's Dave's ship, the Theseus. So what does this mean? They're both called the Theseus, and they both look the same. Well, except that one's made of wood and one's made of metal. It's all getting a bit confusing. Oh dear. Does this mean there are two Theseuses, or just one? Which ship is the Theseus? Now, this is all very well with ancient ships and whatnot, but what happens if we think about something a little closer to home? Like, I don't know, you. You see, like Dave's ship, our bodies change and grow throughout our lives. We're born, we grow up into toddlers, then children, and we keep growing into teenagers, then adults. And we continue changing our whole lives. Our hair grows and falls out and more grows without us even noticing. We get a whole new set of teeth. Everything changes. So, if every part of us gets replaced too, like Dave's ship, then that raises a big question. Am I the same person I was when I was born? And if I am, what makes me, me?